you got to keep the employee happy if you want to see the customers happy. The primary reason as to why people leave retail jobs, why people leave big companies, why people have left Publix, okay? And that is when associates feel like, hey guys, welcome back to another video. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I am so happy you decided to click on today's video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about things that frustrate some of the employees in general retail. For those of you who don't know, I am a current Publix associate. I've been in the company for 4 years. So a lot of the things I talk to you guys on my channel is based on that experience. But I feel like this would just go in general for anyone who works retail or in a company, because I've talked to many different friends or just, workers in general, and they all kind of like say the same thing. So I like to do videos that, can work for multiple places, not just, let's say, the company I specifically work for. So before we get started though, if you guys could please like, comment, and subscribe, because we're on a road to 5K. I am so excited. Thank you guys for joining me on my journey. This means the absolute world to me. So let's get started for real this time. Now, one of the biggest things that frustrates employees are the managers and the way management is ran. Okay, and at Publix, managers, and I feel like I said, most places is the same thing, managers constantly get changed. Okay, our promise time is about 1 to 2 years. So I guess it works well, because if you have a bad manager, most likely that manager is going to leave in a year or two. But I mean, you'll be miserable for a year or two, but they'll eventually leave. But it also sucks when you have a good manager and they leave and then you get the bad one. So obviously that's extremely frustrating, because right when you start actually getting to know someone and liking someone and agreeing with the way they run the store, they up and go. And it's like, you better not get too attached, because you can't be crying every year over the same thing, And it has happened to me, I've seen some of the best managers go, and it makes me sad. And then we get bad ones, and it's like, oh dang, like it's a big change. But you got to accept and adapt. That's what my mom taught me. And it sucks. So that's one of the biggest things that definitely frustrates employees, is to not genuinely be able to fully build that connection. And I guess you can, bypass it. Like, if you have a bad manager, this is going to be beneficial to you. But it's still, frustrating, of course. Now, the one I'm about to mention now, I feel like by far is the thing that is the primary reason as to why people leave retail jobs, why people leave big companies, why people have left Publix, okay? And that is when associates feel like they're less important than these customers. Now, I know people tend to always see it as, oh, they wouldn't have that business if it wasn't for the customers. But if you see it from the workers or employees' point of view, it's like you wouldn't have the service you have without the employees. So my logic is that you got to keep the employee happy if you want to see the customers happy. Because at the end of the day, the cashiers are not the managers for the most part. The managers sit pretty in their office and just tell everybody what to do. That's most of the time how managers work. There's the good ones who will actually take out of their time to come talk to you and get to know you and help out the cashiers and help out customer service and help out pharmacy or wherever it is that they need to help out, bakery, deli, meat department. But not all managers are like that. There's managers that are not hands-on. There's managers that they know how to, finesse, I guess, and not get caught, even though you always eventually get caught. They think that they can get away with certain things, and they really just sit in the office and look good. Not even. Some of these managers are ugly. I'm kidding. But it be girls like me who are your cashiers And this is primarily for the managers. Like, I'm speaking like this to the managers, because I know the customers don't always have all the blame, even though customers be getting on our nerves too, because some customers just be ungrateful. Like, how I'm serving you and you rude. Like, all right, bye. Anyway, it be girls like me, boys, older ladies, stuff like that, that be working that cashier register, that be dealing with 1,000 customers we get a day. The managers just sit there and wave if they come out of their office. Sometimes they don't. So if you don't keep us happy, then we're gonna have a face when talking to these customers, because we're disappointed. And I know that's not what we're supposed to do. Like, I get it. We're supposed to smile through the pain. But on the inside, we're not gonna be as enthusiastic as maybe people or management or whatever would like to see us. So I'm gonna give you guys this really big example, because I know here on my channel I talk about Publix. Everything about Publix is so great. Retail companies, start working, start hustling, and da-da-da. And don't ever think for a second that I haven't had my fair share of disappointments, disagreements. I understand where y'all's coming from. I've felt the same way. I just think the good outweighs the bad. But I don't want to hide the bad, because I know to some people it's a bigger deal than to others. And it's also a personality thing, because so many times people are like, oh, can you believe what so-and-so told me and this and that? Bro, if you tell me something I don't want to hear, right, and it's irrelevant to my job, I'm gonna just keep walking like you never said it. I'm not gonna let it get under my skin. So people are like, how can you just, be smiling all the time and be so happy? It's because I don't let it get to me. But there's people who, it's like someone tells them something and boom, like their whole month is ruined. So it's really like a personality thing, because you can't sink to other people's level or let them get under your skin. It's not worth it. So basically there's this rule, at least in my company, like in the company I work for, where associates can't park up in the front. They can only park in the back. But no one has come to me and genuinely explained this rule. Therefore, I stay parking in the front, and no one's told me anything. They told me something a long time ago when I first started working in the company, but I just thought it was like for the day type thing, like it was a holiday or something, and I didn't really know or understand, so I just did it. But now I would have just been like, I think that obviously if you want cashiers to show up, if you want your workers to be of service, you need to take care of your workers. You need to keep them safe, because if something happens and your worker can't get to their job, can't go to work, then your customer won't be serviced. Who's gonna service your customer? You? Because you're definitely gonna be pouty if you have to service the customer, because managers don't want to service customers like that, like as cashiers and stuff. That's why they moved into management, because they don't want to be a cashier all day. So I think it's definitely important to keep your associates safe. It's important to keep your associates happy, because, for example, me, Publix has always kept me happy. So what do I do in return? I'm so happy and I think so good of the company that I'm here and I motivate everyone to do the same. But if they wasn't treating me good, I would still be doing what I'm doing, because I love YouTube, but I would be sitting here and saying like, this ain't worth it, So it's all very different. There's different cases, because what makes me happy isn't the same thing that makes a single mom of 3 happy. All right, so it definitely varies. But that whole rule, I'm not in complete compliance for. And for personally me, like I said, I park in the front, and as of right now I'm just going to keep doing that because I care about my safety, and that's that. But I understand why other people get frustrated, because it's like, you rather have the customers have an easy walk, you rather have the customers be safe, you rather have the customers. What about the employees? So a lot of these employees feel like a second option. A lot of these employees feel like they're not the ones who management cares for. It's just the customers. And I get it. I get both sides, because the customers is the reason we get our sales. But at the same token, who's going to bring up those sales if it's not because of us? So it's kind of a predicament. And I just want to point that out. A lot of times management does primarily care for their customers and treats some probably different than how they treat you. I've had managers who have rarely smile with any associate, and then a customer comes and they're like, And it's weird. It's like, bro, I've never seen you smile, and what the customer said is not even funny. Like, they're just smiling because they think that's what's gonna make the customer happy, right? So it's just very, very different cases, different scenarios, and it's all about how you accept and adapt. Okay, and I learned that lesson today. That was like key word of the day, is to accept and adapt, I would say, because I had a whole lecture about that in my house, by the way, not from Publix or anything. But if, number one, let me tell y'all real quick how to handle it, because I know y'all are like, okay, so what do we do now? If you feel like a second option, first of all, you have to understand that if you're not genuinely happy somewhere, you shouldn't be there. And I know I encourage everyone to go to Publix and stuff, but if you're not happy at Publix, don't stay. Go do something better. And it's nothing against you, it's nothing personal to me. Like, I get it, and I want to see y'all succeed, and I got videos on my channel about other stuff that I've done too. I haven't always just worked at Publix, or even if I have, I've always done something on the side. But you need to do what's best for you, and do what makes you happy, not what makes somebody else happy, obviously. And if you feel that's what someone said is not correct, if you're like, dang, you know, Publix management only cares about their customers. Unfortunately, that's really how a lot of retail management is ran. Unfortunately, there's many managers that are like that, but eventually you will run into some that are not like that. So it sucks, because I know if you're put into a store with managers who are, you know, similar to what I just described, you might not be so thrilled. But it does end up changing, and you might get a really good manager, and you might stop feeling like second choice. And you have to really have to weigh out the good and the bad and see which one, you know, weighs more. And that's going to give you your answer. So I get it. There's a lot of downfalls of working retail. There's a lot of negative to every positive, because nothing in life is perfect. So I'm here just explaining that to you guys. And I would say that that's about the biggest one, honestly, because yeah, when employees feel like managers or management doesn't care about them, you know, they don't perform up to task, you know, up to par. They don't care, they don't want to, they don't whatever. And a lot of these retail companies fail to notice because there's such big companies, so much to do. But I understand, and I want to give that some type of recognition. I want to show you guys, I don't know how to make it not sound so awful, but I want to talk to you guys about maybe some of the things that people see as negatives from working retail and negatives from working at Publix, because I don't want you guys to go blindsided into a company and think that everything's butterflies and ice cream, and then you're like, whoa, like everyone here is, you know, different. And for the most part, I think I give a pretty accurate explanation, especially from all the feedback I've gotten. But I want to touch some of these other points that I know I haven't touched yet. So with that being said, stay in tune for part 2. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching, supporting, and showing love. Don't forget to share with a friend, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.